Hello, and welcome to Stop Let's Team Up, episode 43, where we're going to discuss the new Golden Age. I'm not saying that this is the new Golden Age in comics. I'm talking about two comics that are that I've enjoyed a great deal, that I was very excited about, that are bringing back characters that I really love, and that is we're going to be talking New Golden Age #1 one-shot and Stargirl, The Lost Children #1 of 6 limited series. These are Jeff Johns is bringing back the Justice Society, the Helena Wayne Huntress, and doing another Stargirl miniseries, which goes from the summer special she did with her and Red Arrow looking for the Lost Legionnaires that were mentioned at Beyond Flashpoint, the last miniseries that came up at the end. There were 12 missing heroes that were freed at the end of that story, and it's amazing stuff for me. I really enjoyed the Beyond Flashpoint. I'm going to cover it. I just got to find someone to talk to who's read it and get them on. But I want to talk about these. And we'll go through it. We're going to start with the Last Golden Age. Last Golden Age came out a few weeks ago. It's got a lot of credits, and we're going to go through them real quick. Hold on a second. Let me get to the end of the book. But it's written by Jeff Johns. And here is the list of artists. Diego Olategu, with J.P. Mayer and Scott Hanna, Jerry Ordway, Steve Lieber, Todd Nook, Scott Collins, Victor Bogdanovich, Brendan Peterson, Gary Frank, and it's edited by, well, it's got a couple editors, and associate editor is Marquis Draper, Andrew Marino editor, and Katie Kubrick senior editor. I like to give editors credit. I think editors do a lot of good work. This is basically, it's a one-shot, and it's introducing all the concepts that are going to be seen in The Lost Children and in the new ongoing Justice Society. It's great. It starts initially with it jumps through time, which is cool. It starts November, 10 years from now, at a Gotham elementary school, and Helena is making snow angels, and she notices that there's always this redheaded man staring at her, and, he disappears. Then it jumps to November 22nd, 1940, the first meeting of the Justice Society. Gorgeous Jerry Ordway art. Again, Jay starts to talk about kids. How many kids? And then it's a flash. It's a flashback, or it's into the redheaded man and all these lost children that we're going to be looking for later appear, including one who I will go to when I get to the Who-Tos. And you find out that Doc Fate is something happened. Then we jump to November 22nd, 3022, and you're in the ruins of the JSA Brownstone, and three heroes, Adam, Dr. Fate, and someone who looks like a future version of the Golden League Green Lantern are talking smack about the Legion, and the redheaded man comes and snaps the neck of that century's Dr. Fate, and then it jumps back to the 1940s, and Kent Nelson's got a nosebleed, and then we jump to November 22nd, 1976, which is they've just had the adventures that was in All-Star Comics 61. So that's really interesting. And Star Spangled Kid and Power Girl come in, and Dr. Midnight's there. Then we jump to now, where you see the Khalid, who and Detective Chimp going into the mystical bar. Khalid is the modern day Dr. Fate. The Atom and Green Lantern are killed by the red-headed time traveler. Do we know who that is? Then we're jumping back to the 1950s, and when the House Un-American Activities Committee is chasing, is threatening the Justice Society, and they retire. And then we jump back to Helena, and she's stabbing Batman. She's in her home. She hears a noise, and she stabs the intruder. It's Batman, because she is Bruce's daughter. Then we go to 13 years ago, and it is Catwoman being stopped by Dr. Fate, and then we flash to the inside the tower and the red-headed time traveler. Who could it be? And all these dead versions of the Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate is overpowered by flashes. And then we're back in the future in the Batcave, and Helena comes in. Helena Kyle Wayne comes in and fusses Batman. They're all gone, and she's saying this great line of dialogue I want to talk about. How could you do this? Expose her to all that after what happened to Tim, Stephanie, Damon, the Joker's son. The Joker's son is a Robin? Wow. Then we go back to April 2nd, 1848 in Bel Air, Maryland. And Corky, the crazy time master, is talking to John Wilkes Booth as a child. Then we jump to another place, and it is Marionette and the mime and their baby, and someone connected to to one of the Watchmen universes. And then 18 years in the future, Helena, and it just keeps jumping around. Batman's dead, and a female Flash dressed like Jay, a Doc Fate, and a Power Girl, and an old Alan Scott are telling her that Batman's died. And she goes, "I am the Huntress." And then in the back of it, it had some great retro-looking Who's Who with the Golden Age Aquaman. He's got the yellow gloves, and it gives new origins from them. Okay, next up is Betsy Ross and Molly Pitcher. They are sidekicks to Miss America. It's a great Todd Nook thing, and they have their origins here. It's cool. You have Cherry Bomb, whose secret identity is Gloria James. She's a young woman of color, a student, a biochemist, and she is the human bomb sidekick. There is Michael Maine, who is the son of Molly Maine, the Harlequin, and he is the Harlequin's son. This is a character concept that Ordway is one of the ones he put forward for Infinity Inc. that just wasn't picked, but they're using it. Then you have John Henry Irons Jr. He is the son of the original John Henry. His grandnephew is John Henry Irons II, Steele, and his great-grandniece is Natasha Irons, Steele number 2, which I think is very cool. Then you have Judy Garrick, the daughter of Jay and Joan Garrick, another Nook arc. She is a speedster. No one remembers her. You have Ladybug, who is Rosabelle Rivera, who is the sidekick to the Red Bee. Another person, a Latino hero. You have Vladimir Sokov, the Red Lantern, who is a Soviet lantern character, except he has a red lane. It's a great character design. I like it. Then you have Thaddeus Brown, the original Mr. Miracle. And you have Quiz Kid, who is Rahu Sithamaran. Am I pronouncing it right? He is the sidekick to Mr. Terrific. He is from his Southeast Asian descent. Then there is Salem Rula Nader, who is a witch and who is a Dr. Fate sidekick. And she looks a little bit like Clarion. And then the last one is Legionnaire. And there's a time bubble and a Legion ring, but everything else is blacked out. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about new characters. I'm not bothered by retro continuity at all. So let's really go quick through Stargirl. Stargirl starts with a flashback to April 13th, 1942, where TNT and Dynamite are chasing the Fox and the Crow. And it's some of Tom Nook's best work ever. I think it's amazing. And it goes on for 3 pages, and then it flashes to 6 months ago, and it's Dynamite he's an old man that he has the 2 rings, and he's on a boat searching for something, and then go to today, and it's a flashback of Courtney Stargirl's origin, and she's been grounded for not doing good in school and also she accidentally admits that she had gone out on Monday night with Red Arrow to fight Solomon Grundy, and Stripes he's there, Pat Dugan, her uncle, and he's talking about that he and Green Arrow are looking for Wing, because that's Courtney's looking for wings and the other missing kids, and she had a vision, which was in the summer special, where she got warning from the ghost of, I guess, or vision of the Red Crimson Avenger. So her and Emiko are going to go looking. It's chapter 1, Lighting the Fuse. They go to Dynamite's house, and you see a picture of him, portrait of the Young All-Stars. He was part of a group called Old Justice with Girl of 1,000 Gimmicks, which was a good story in Young Justice. I'm a fan of Young Justice. I want to get to 6 trades. I haven't gotten them. But there are all these sidekicks. There's a little wall with all photographs of people. The Secret's one of them. It looks like the one of the I can't remember what kid group, Kirby kid group. It's probably the Newsboys Legion. You've got Wing. You've got the Secret. You've got Robot Dog. You've got Betsy Ross and Molly Pitcher. You've got Son of John Henry, Cherry Bomb, a young Airwave Larry Jordan, who's a relative of Hal Jordan, Jimmy Martin, the TikTok, who is an Hour Man sidekick. And then they get a warning on the radio and everything zaps. And then it cuts to the boat. And the boat sinks. And Dan Dynamite, his first name, the real character is Dan. He puts the 2 rings on. He swims. And when he gets ashore, he's young again. And then there's a verse. I'm young again. And the voice goes, he goes, I'm young, I'm curse, says another voice. Shouldn't you have come here? I think these are both 2 really fun comics. I really love the Stargirl summer special a great deal. I'm a big fan of this. I'm a big fan of that character. I mean, I read her Star Spangled Kid religiously. I'm a huge fan of Jeff Johns, most of his work. I think his run on Justice Society is one of the best super team runs of all time. I liked his Green Lantern run. I haven't read his Flash run. I'm intrigued to read his Flash run, and I may do that because I've never done it. I liked his run on Avengers, but he knows these characters. I trust what he's going to do. A lot of people have trepidation, and that's fine, and I get it. I don't. I am willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. He knows these characters. He loves them. He holds them in the same esteem that a lot of us do. And I trust him. I'm interested. I don't, and I really was engaged by this. I'm interested in these RetroCon characters. I don't mind a RetroCon. I've been reading comics so long that there's been so much retro continuity. I don't care. It doesn't have to stay stagnant. I want new stories. I want new characters. I love Second Bananas. I like the sidekicks. They become my favorite characters. I think he created some great characters like Cyclone. Stargirl became an integral part of Justice Society when he was writing, and she's one of the mainstays. She is such a big character in other books and has been around and got her own TV show, not only because he was producing it, but because of what a good character he's created. I'm excited about these. I think the art is going to be great in Justice Society. That doesn't come out for a few weeks. I think the Stargirl is amazing. I recommend you read Beyond Flashpoint. I think or Flashpoint Beyond. It's a fun comic. I think Todd Nook's art alone is worth reading the Stargirl. It is so good. I'm a big fan of his. I like his cartoony style. But I think the one shot was really just to set up for several stories. Huntress, a future child of Catwoman and Batman, being a Huntress. It's just one of the stories. The redheaded guy's Paradegata. Or his son, who knows? Maybe there's a twist to it. I don't know. But they're setting up several stories. And also that there is a Justice Society in some form in the future in the era of Legion. Maybe Johns is going to do his version of a Legion reboot. I think and I hope that the Bendis Legion is done. I don't think it really hit it with fans. It didn't hit it with me. I don't think it's viable. This is my opinion. I don't think it's viable. I think you need a more traditional one, and I think you need to start it over, and you have to earn that, like they did with the reboot. Me and Jim had talked about that. I think the reboot works so well parallel to the original Silver Age version, which I love, because they started from scratch and they created the mythos over. And I think they should do that. And those future versions of Justice League members are really cool looking. So I really like both of these folks. I hope you're interested in them. I'd like to hear what you think about them. It's just amazing stuff to me. It is. It's just amazing stuff. The future Justice League stuff is Scott Collins, which made it even better. I don't know. It's just amazing. So please check them out. Please let me know what you think. And thanks for listening. So, folks, I will be back on Tuesday. That's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving with my Legion adventure with 2 more issues of Legion of Superhero. I don't think I'll get a Defenders episode out because of Thanksgiving. But I have re-recorded my conversation about the Fox Anderson Justice Society team-up comics with Jennifer DeRoss today, and you will hear us having a wonderful conversation a week from today. So, but until then, remember, be safe, be smart, please be kind to one another, and read some comics.